Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and please do remember, if you do not like what I say, how I say it, or why I'm saying it, then please do feel free to click off of this video and go about the rest of your day in peace. And so today's video is one that I've been wanting to do for a little while now, and this one is going to be all about messages from your inner child and what your inner child wants you to know, as well as areas that maybe you need to heal in order to either connect to your inner child better, or what they want you to heal in order to achieve your highest good. So yes, we have 4 different piles here for you guys to choose from with lots of different options. So for group 1, we have the rainbow unicorn plush with a angel aura quartz. We have pile 2 with the little green dragon with a labradorite. And then we have group 3 with the platypus plush with a rose quartz. And then for group 4, we have the black dragon with a purple goldstone. So I definitely want you guys to, use your intuition to see what pile you are most drawn to, and really make sure that you select the one that is appropriate for you. Of course, if you feel drawn to more than one pile, then that's totally fine too. And yeah, we are going to be pulling tarot cards as well as oracle cards, and then also some charms for any additional messages. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Right, for those who picked group 1 with the rainbow unicorn and the little angel aura quartz, let's go ahead and jump into what your tarot messages are. Also, let's go ahead and pull some charms for you as well. Okay, so we'll go ahead and look at those in a second. Let's go ahead and pull the tarot as well. Okay. We got our messages. Let's see what we got here. So we got the Page of Cups. Let's go ahead and tilt this down a little bit more. We got so here is the Page of Cups. We have the Tower card. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Emperor. And we have the Hermit. So, So obviously the first thing that's going to pop out to me here from this is, of course, the Tower card. So this tells me that I think what your inner child is wanting to tell you is that some old belief, maybe that came from your childhood, is no longer valid for you in the path that you're currently going on. And so you need to release that and be willing to let that tower, that belief, crumble away so that you can now, reach for a new beginning here. Because we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is an absolutely fantastic card because it is just an overall really great success, abundance, both financially, health, in the material world. And this shows that you are going to be putting in a lot of good work, and that work that you put in is going to be rewarded. And then when we have something like the Page of Cups here, this feels also very youthful. This is, I'm getting the sense of sort of reclaiming, that sense of kind of reclaiming your power, in the sense of not letting your emotions get too much in the way of what it is you want to achieve. I also feel like, this is creativity, a new sort of sense of creativity coming through. And then when you have something like, the Emperor, that also kind of relates back to that idea of your power. Where is your seat of power? And also, because that Page of Cups is that youthful, kind of young, just starting out, really delving more into their emotions, that is a very, they feel like very kind of like childlike energies to me. So that, I think, is the important aspect here for you guys, is to really understand what is happening with you emotionally and being willing to not let sort of the dark portions of emotions get in the way of enjoying the good parts. And again, Maybe this has something to do with a father figure as well, obviously like a male authority in your life. Maybe this Tower moment has to relate to that. Then we also have the Hermit. So with the Hermit here, this is definitely needing to take time. I definitely feel like it is connected to this Tower moment that is coming, where you have to kind of retreat and move away from the rest of society, in a sense, to really kind of stew and understand what it is that you want to achieve, where it is you want to go, and really coming to a point where you can clearly see what this old belief, whatever this old foundation is, this old tower that you built, you can see it clearly when you take this moment to like go into a meditative state, go disconnect from social media, from everything, and just take a lot of you time so that you can really come back out of it, refresh and into your own sense of power. Let's go ahead and also now look at, let's see if we can get all these over here. Let's go look at your charms here that came out. So let's try to get that up here. We got a bunch of little extra messages. So you have an active mind and a keen imagination. So yes, definitely that Page of Cups element, I feel like, is coming out there. You'll enjoy good health. You'll be surrounded by luxury. That is totally the Ace of Pentacles. And then your talents will be recognized and suitably rewarded. Again, that's also that Ace of Cups kind of energy. We also have a coin here in your charm, so that again relates back to that. Let's see what else we got here. We have some zodiac signs. So we have Pisces and we have Virgo. Oh my god, that is so crazy. So I'm pretty sure the Hermit is the Virgo card in the Major Arcana. You also have 3 Major Arcanas in this group, so this is definitely an important message to you. And then you have Pisces, which is related to, the Page of Cups, which is also not just Pisces, but Cancer and Scorpio, so all the water signs there. So that's pretty crazy. So you guys could definitely be a Virgo or a Pisces, or just have that sign in there, or it has to do with you guys being very practical and intuitive, and that definitely lines up with the tarot that you have here, because the Emperor is a very practical, very organized, very in control kind of person, and then the Page of Cups is that intuitive water. Even I feel like the Hermit in a way is sort of that intuitive kind of person who really needs to be able to have moments of peace in order to understand what it is they're doing better. Let's see what else we got. We also have this blue marble. Again, I feel like that is related to your emotions, as well as like your throat chakra, your third eye. So again, that intuitive and learning how to communicate. We also have this red gem. It makes me think of that Emperor, that power, that's also abundance, as well as sort of the root chakra. So definitely, I feel like maybe something, we're talking about your childhood here, something from your past childhood. Maybe this Tower moment is something from the past that is coming up again now, and you're going to be seeing it in a new light, and you're going to be understanding like, okay, I understand now why I have those certain beliefs that I do, and now I can sort of move forward with a new perspective on how to handle that, or how to move away from that, if that is what I'm choosing to do. So we got that. So definitely, embracing your uniqueness. We have 2 different keys here. Actually, no, excuse me. We have 3 different keys. So you're definitely going to be unlocking something soon. We have more green going on here. So I'm thinking about the heart chakra. I'm going to this one, which is definitely, overall, I think you guys have a pretty good connection to your inner child. I think it's just a matter of whatever this situation, this Tower moment that you're going to have, being prepared to sort of take it head on with a lot of strength, taking a chance on something, possibly a gamble, but it's going to pay off for you in the long run, as long as you have like the courage and the stamina to go after it. Definitely some luck, some messages, finally getting all the puzzle pieces to understanding something. I think you guys are a pretty well-balanced bunch. Again, we have the I Love Mom charm here, so maybe, again, I'm definitely feeling that there's something family-wise that is related to your past that is going to be coming up soon, and you're going to be reflecting on that. So yeah, that's what's coming out to me from your charms. We'll go ahead and set that over there. And now let's go ahead and take a peek at what is going on for your oracle messages here. So first off, we have potential gateway. So this tells me that you guys are definitely going to be having an opportunity here of a kind of new beginning, a new kind of growth coming for you. Again, that's going right back to that Ace of Pentacles. So, you know, some opportunity, some possibility to sort of go from one door into the next and start anew is what I'm getting from that one. We also have children. Know that your children are protected. So I'm getting two messages from this. So one is, if you yourself are a parent and you have children, you know, this is just letting you know that you or your children are always protected, and not to sort of stress out about that. The other side of that is, since we're talking about the inner child, I feel like this is directly from your message from your inner child, letting you know that they are safe, and that they're also protecting you and keeping you in balance in that sense. And sort of I take the inner child as sort of that person, that aspect of ourselves that is very, in a way, forgiving, adventurous, you know, curious about the world, very creative, and is non-judgmental. And so I feel like, you know, this is a direct message. I also feel like maybe the tiger or the tiger lily is just significant symbols for some of you who have this card. Also, we have a lot of that orange and like red coming out again, so that is definitely related to the Emperor, and again, your root and your sacral chakras. Next up, we have soul satisfaction. So aim for that which makes your soul rejoice. So this is a message coming through that you guys really need to go after what makes you the most happy. That is what I think your inner child really wants to tell you at this time, is just to go after the things that make you happy, because that is the gateway that is meant for you to go through. It is where you will find your greatest amount of success and power, as well as your creativity and sort of that fresh, really willing to put your heart out there and really just embrace the world from your heart center. Then we also have 3 different animal spirits coming out here. So these might be ones who are aiding your inner child or aiding you. Maybe they're significant to when you were a child. So we have the ant spirit, we have the bee spirit, and we have the mouse spirit. So what's really interesting, I find, with the ant spirit and the bee spirit, is these two are very similar. So not only are bees, ants, and wasps very much related, they come from the same ancestor in a sense, genetic, like evolution wise. They also both live in this sort of hive mind, you know, in a hive. They all work together to build their thing. And so of course with the ant spirit saying time to collaborate, this is all about you coming in a time where you working with another person or co-creating with spirit and other people is really beneficial for you. It's also a really good time for you to be willing to go out and ask for help when you need help, because the support is there for you to take. You know, sweet results await. So really, again, being willing to put yourself out there and work with others will benefit you the best. You know, it could be definitely a situation where with the bee spirit, you know, you might have felt in the past where you've seen everybody else have all this great success, but then you weren't really seeing the same things for you, and you're kind of like, well, why can't I have those same things? You can, and you definitely will. It's just a matter of you being willing to let go of that sort of those negative mind, again, old patterns, old habits, releasing them, coming into a new balance for yourself, and being willing to put the prosperity and put the happiness and wanting to support others, and in turn they will support you at the same time. And then with the mouse spirit, tend to the small things. You know, this is all about being very aware of all the small details. And if you don't feel like you know something in order to achieve something, take your time to actually find that missing fact, that missing piece. Oh my god. Where was it? You guys had the puzzle charm in here. So yeah, finding the missing piece, that last little bit to really bring your dream, to bring your greatest soul, you know, purpose into fruition. You just need to be able to take the time. On that flip side, you don't want to constantly be worrying about all the small details. And again, I feel like that's also related to being willing to ask for help and to rely on the support of others, because they might be able to see the small details that you can't, or they can take the burden off you of sort of worrying about all these other small details. And then finally, let's go ahead and move that over here. The numbers that we have going on, we have 34, we have 1, we have 7, we have 40, we have 50. This one doesn't have a number on it. So one of the second to last oracle cards you have is the Storm Chaser, which has actually been a very active card here on my channel for these last few pick-a cards. And so the Storm Chaser is letting you know that you're going to have a moment, and I think your inner child is letting you know that this is coming so that you can prepare and really embrace it. And that is, and it's very much related to that Page of Wands. It is a divine, a very powerful stroke of inspiration, and it's just going to happen. And you really need to be willing to cultivate your creativity. This is a great card for anybody who is an artist, a writer, anybody who is in a very creative field or has a very creative passion and wants to pursue it. You know, this is going to be an opportune time for you to have this inspiration and really make these projects come alive. And so I feel like as far as your inner child goes, I think you guys have an inner child who is very creative, who is very passionate and very strong and outgoing. They like to connect with people. And so while I think you guys will have a moment here where you have to sort of disconnect in order to, you know, fix your tower here, to rebuild it and kind of disconnect from people, you'll need to eventually come back out, because that is where your inner child supports you the best, is when you're in moments where it is demanded of you to be creative as well as to work with other people. Again, I feel like those are the two of the biggest kind of things coming out. And then finally, the last card here is a funny one. This is the healing card that I pulled for you guys, group 1. And it's an interesting one, because I know it doesn't quite match what the topic is for this video, but I'll explain what I think about it. So, Sexual Arts, card 33. This is the card that came out for you. And so, really, what I feel like this card is about, you know, it talks about, you know, it's not just about sexual attraction to a person with, you know, a romantic partner. It's more so about sexual polarity. And so what that means is everybody has masculine and feminine aspects, and so you have to make sure that those aspects are balanced. So this is what I feel like, if anything, because I think overall you guys have a pretty good connection already to your inner child. I don't think there's many problems there as far as connecting to it. But on the more adult aspect of just working on your relationships, I think the aspect that you guys most need to work on is this inner polarity that you have between your masculine and your feminine sides. Because we have the Emperor card here. And so you guys have very strong, I think, masculine energy about you. So maybe it's more so about connecting to more of your feminine side for some of you guys. Again, we had that, you know, I Heart Mom charm in here. So maybe for you guys who picked this, you don't have a very strong relationship to your feminine side, or maybe it stems back from your relationship with your mother. Maybe there were certain aspects of that did not fulfill you or help you to connect to your feminine aspect. I'm not I know that there's something here. I think that's one of the messages I'm getting through, is that there's, related to the Tower, there's something from your past childhood that has to do with either your father or your mother, and it's not, I don't think, a huge big deal, but I think it was something from the past that you kind of based this building of your current tower on, and now you're an older, wiser person now, and so I think you can go back to that time and see, like, oh, I can understand now why I believed that for so long, and now I can go back and I can heal it because I'm a much stronger and more empowered person now. So I think with this Sexual Arts, in fact, let's go ahead and look at the book, because these books have little actions. What is the action specifically, especially for the feminine half of this card? So it says for the masculine essence people, your greatest gift is constant presence. No matter what your feminine partner is feeling or doing, constantly penetrate her display and see the light that is shining for you. The feminine may come at you like a slap to the face or your favorite kiss. Stay with her energy so that the feminine knows that no matter what she is feeling, you are there. And then for the feminine essence people, instead of directly telling your masculine partner what you want, as this tends to kill polarity, invite him into action through expressing your feelings. Your speech could be erotic and enticing instead of functional and efficient. Let him know how you are feeling and let him be inspired to direct you there. So again, I think for some of you, if you guys are in a relationship or you're looking for a relationship, this might be something that has, because this is related also to this idea of working with others. For your personal relationships, it's all about this polarity. And I think, the masculine is action, while usually the feminine is more passive in sense. So I think for you, it's definitely this, we're talking about this balance of how to control the passive versus the active. And I think you guys are a more active group. So maybe, again, embracing that hermit and being more passive and being more willing to sort of listen instead of going out and acting. I think that is what is coming through with this card for me. So yes, I think that is your guys' message. So overall, I think you guys, your connection to your inner child is pretty strong. I think it's all about, again, working with other people, being very much an active kind of person who likes to go out there and explore and just check things out, very much in their seat of power, and then being very creative. Having that connection to your emotional self, or more so needing to connect a little bit more to it, because the other thing to keep in mind with this card is that, if you don't cultivate and give your creativity an outlet here, it's going to end up blowing up in your face. So I think that is definitely a part of reworking your tower, because it's been all action, 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 go, go, go for you. And so now it's time to take a little bit of a step back and kind of embrace a new beginning as far as emotional, your emotional and feminine aspect goes. So yes, there we go. That is your reading. Thank you so much for coming with me on here on my channel and checking out this pick a card. I will see you for those who picked the green dragon here with the Labradorite, let's go ahead and dive into what your messages are from your inner child. So let's go ahead and first pull some charms for you. Okay, we'll go ahead and look. Oh, we got a little jumper here. We'll go ahead and look at those in a second, but let's also pull your tarot message for this reading. Okay, let's go ahead and see what cards we got. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Tower card. Oh wow, this is crazy. Lots of similar energies coming out here, because the last group also had the Page of Cups and the Tower card come out. So lots of cup energy going on here. So definitely a lot of water sign aspects. So what I'm getting off, so two of these cards are major arcana. So this is an important message for you guys. And I feel like, obviously, what first is jumping out to me here is the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower card. So, with the Tower card here, this definitely means something is going to really shake up your perspective. It's going to completely change your mindset moving forward here, because the tower that you built for yourself is sort of, it has weak walls in a sense. The foundation may be all right, but the, what stones have been put into there are no longer valid for where you are in your life right now. And I feel like whatever this tower moment is, there's going to be sort of this aspect of what is the word I'm looking for? Unavoidability? I don't know. Like, this is all part of your cycle. Like the Wheel of Fortune, a lot of people bring up the Wheel of Fortune and being, very good luck, which, yes, that is a piece of what the Wheel of Fortune is about, but also it has all those aspects. It has the good, it has the bad. It is a chance. It is literally the cycle of how things go. So you can't have all high moments all the time. There's going to be low moments as well, and that's just all part of understanding what this cycle is. And I feel like this moment, this tower moment, you will know it, and your inner child is letting you know that it's coming, because it's going to be very sudden, and it's going to be unavoidable, and it was meant to happen. It was part of your cycle. You had to go through this, because we also have, and with this happening, I think you guys are going to be feeling like your luck is bad at the moment, but really this is a blessing in disguise. It is a blessing in disguise for you, because there's an opportunity here from this sort of, you're going to be maybe feeling kind of depressed, feeling kind of like bored and just bleh with life. And then there's going to be this opportunity that you don't quite see, but you're going to be forced to see it by this change of your perspective, I think. I think your inner child here is letting you know to really embrace this new cup. Because even look, there's the cup, and then you finally take it. And so this is all about a fresh start, I feel like, for you, and really embracing your emotion side and being willing to take risks with your emotions, being very open to the idea that you're very willing to send love out there, to really bear your heart out there. And maybe your heart gets hurt in the process, but you're going to understand, again, that's part of the cycle. You were meant to learn something from that. And that, again, with like children, when they they're outside playing and then they fall and they scrape their knee. It's like, it causes pain. They might cry for a while, but then they get up and they go out and they keep playing. And it doesn't stop them really from still doing and going out and having fun. And I feel like that is sort of what you guys need to know. It's like, you're going to kind of scrape your knee here, but you're going to get up and you're going to just like keep moving. I feel like that's kind of this energy to keep moving, to keep chugging forward and really embrace, I think, this new emotional intelligence for yourself, as well as like creativity. Let's go ahead and look at your charms as well. So we have a couple zodiac charms here. So we have Gemini, which is intelligent. We have Virgo, which is practical, and then we have Sagittarius with optimist. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of an important keyword, is optimist. Having a very optimistic view about everything that is going on in your life, and again, being very willing to just go out and have fun and just sort of embrace each new challenge from a very, child sense of wonder. Like, what can I discover about this thing? It's something new. It's something I haven't experienced before. How can I learn from this to grow and understand the world in a new way? I think that is what you guys need to know. We have your talents will be recognized and suitably rewarded. I think that is part of you realizing your own talents, what innate natural talents you have. I think this moment here is going to kind of shake you up and realize where it is that you've been ignoring some aspect of yourself, and fate, in a sense, is going to force you to finally see it and embrace it. Then we also have innocence and time once lost can never be regained. So yes, just because you feel like you've maybe lost a talent that you had as a child, or maybe you kind of buried it, maybe it's even like a psychic gift, because again, we're talking about a lot of cups here, so maybe like psychic powers, maybe you felt like you kind of buried those down with your past and your childhood, and you can't ever regain those, but you can. I think that is what this is. The way you regain them is by completely changing your perspective. And so we have a blue marble. We also have these orange ones. So we're talking about like the sacral chakra, your crown chakra, your third eye, and your throat chakra. We got the little fairy. So I think Definitely keep your eyes out for synchronicities and kind of messages from spirit. We have the fish. So I definitely feel like prosperity, you know, maybe, again, talking about those water signs. We have gaining some new kind of knowledge, understanding your past, the star, transformation with the butterfly, and some sort of communication. Yeah, I definitely get a sense of communication. Maybe you will get some sort of call or a text or email that is maybe part of this kind of fate coming to you. It's either going to be something that's going to kind of trigger part of this tower moment, or it's going to be about this opportunity that you aren't seeing for you guys. You know, we have the turtle, you know, keeping slow and steady and understanding your own wisdom. Yeah, I feel like definitely some inspiration, some messages from spirit are coming through. So with that said, let's go ahead and check out some of your oracle messages. So first up, we have the Seahorse Spirit that says, watch and wait. So what I really feel like this card is talking about is being very aware of your surroundings, being very aware, again, being aware of opportunities coming in. Even though it says watch and wait, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not doing anything. I think you can still be very active, you can still be doing things, but you have to have a certain kind of awareness. This is also talking about kind of changing your perspective. Again, seeing opportunities where there isn't opportunity, like you didn't expect opportunities to be there, understanding that your perspective isn't the only perspective to look at the world from. So kind of taking on that aspect. We also have card 33, be gentle with yourself. So again, this is like kind of that sense of coming into a new you and being very forgiving about the past here, being very, again, that concept of gentle, just really embracing who you truly are and not sort of beating yourself up for maybe past mistakes. Then we also have the King of the Unicorns. So you're blessed with majesty, vision, and power. So this is all about your having an open heart, connecting to your third eye and your crown chakra, which is definitely reflected in some of the marbles and charms that you got in your charm casting. So those are definitely areas to keep in mind moving forward. I think you guys might be a kind of a psychic group here. Then we also have Dove, take a leap of faith. And we also have self-reliance. Don't be afraid to fly solo. So I definitely feel like these two are very much related in that your message here is that you're coming into a time, obviously, after you have this tower moment, where you're going to have this new perspective of who you are, what it is you want to do. And so it's really asking you to, again, be aware of those opportunities coming out and just going for it. Definitely take that leap of faith, go after that new start, even if you're not sure exactly all the details of it, how it's going to turn out, whatever. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you take the action to just embrace it and go for it, because it's being presented to you for a reason. And with self-reliance, it's, don't be afraid to fly solo. So don't be afraid to, again, take this leap of faith on your own. You don't need anybody else to sort of hold your hand through it. Being a very outgoing and sort of in your own sense of power. This is very Virgo. Is that one of the cards? Oh my gosh, look at that. So this is a very Virgo kind of energy that we have right here, and we've got the Virgo charm. So some of you could definitely be Virgos, and so if you are a Virgo, or just this energy of Virgos, they're very meticulous, they're very organized, they like to keep things clean and whatnot, and so they do it on their own, though. I think they don't necessarily, they want to do it their way, and they want to, because they believe that, of course, the way that they do it is right for them. So that is sort of the energy you guys need to keep in mind. That's sort of the message coming out to you from your inner child is that even though you can embrace your childlike sense of, more so embracing that sense of curiosity and adventure, I think, from your inner child, and being willing to just go out and explore things and not so much worrying about failing, just going out and doing it, because, I don't think when we're children we particularly worry about that until we hit a certain age and like a certain sort of, presented to us in a certain sort of environment, like school or whatever, and then, you know, things sort of change and you start getting into this certain sort of kind of system, and so it can easily, if you're not aware, if you're not prepared, it can take away from some of that curiosity and that just kind of wild joy for things. I think that this is a very joyful kind of and confident energy. And so your mermaid card here is the Golden Mermaid. And again, that matches up perfectly with all the other cards we have here, because basically this card is saying that, you know, your time of being kind of reclusive, of being stagnant, kind of just, again, bored with the situation, you know, not finding the fulfillment that you want, is at its end. It's time for you to go out and take action and just go out and do things, you know, go out and discover what it is you want to do next. Don't be sort of waiting for it to come to you, because that's not going to happen. The signs, you know, the synchronicities might come to you to say like, oh, you're on the right path, but you still have to physically take the steps to choose that path. And that is what I think like Spirit wants you to do, is like show your initiate, and what's the word? Oh, why am I blanking? Initiative. Whatever. You get what I think I'm saying. You know, make the proactive move to like, hey, I'm ready to take this leap. I'm ready to do this thing. And again, I think fate is going to push you into that direction anyway, whether you kind of want to or not. It's like, I think you guys need kind of like a jolt to wake up and like see these opportunities. And finally, for your healing messages from, you know, maybe you need to embrace these aspects to get closer to your inner child and how to like cultivate and use those gifts in your, you know, adult world or whatever. Or it is, you know, we have 30 courage and we have 28 love. And I think I've already mentioned, you know, the heart chakra. So that is definitely what this love card is about. And I feel like it's definitely very much related to that Page of Cups over there, because he is a very willing to sort of jump into love situations and, you know, maybe not so much aware of maybe what the outcomes may be, but not kind of caring in the moment and just wanting to follow his heart. And so with that love card, it's definitely saying that you guys are at a time where you are ready to embrace sort of love and heal and open your heart chakra in that sense. And so, and to aid you with that is definitely having courage to go out, take the leap, go out and, you know, fall in love with somebody or just embrace more of that loving energy. So yeah, I feel like the overall sort of message that I think your inner child wants you to know is not to sort of sit back and wait for life to happen to you, but to go out and actively be curious about it. Be curious and go explore. Be willing to get some scraped knees in the process, but still really embracing the sense of being alive, not just sort of sitting back and waiting for something that, you know, even though you're wishing, you're thinking about, maybe you're trying to manifest it, but if you're not putting any like active, you know, work into making it happen, you know, putting out the set, having the courage to just go out and start doing it, it's never going to quite come to you in the way that you want it to. So I feel like that is the message for you guys. It's like, definitely just be very loving, be gentle to yourself even in this process, because, you know, again, when you get a scraped knee, it's gonna hurt. So you gotta be able to, you know, heal yourself, but then being able to just like get back up and keep chugging forward. So yes, that is your message for this pick a card. If you liked it, please do leave a like on this video, comment what you thought about it, and I will see you in the next one. For those who picked group 3 with the rose quartz and the little platypus, we're gonna go ahead and see what your messages are. So let's go ahead and do some charms first. Okay, we'll look at those in a second. First, let's go ahead and pull some tarot for you as well. All right, let's go go ahead and see the cards. So we have the Five of Cups. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. It's in reverse, and I have a feeling about that, so let's hold on to that. We have the Nine of Cups. No kidding, look at that. And we have the World card. So a lot of these piles have had a lot of cup energy going on, as well as some of the major arcana. So before I go any further, I want to look at this Ace of Cups the Ace of Wands here in the book for just a second. Okay, so I want to talk about this. Actually, I want to talk about both of these cards first. So with the the Five of Cups, you know, immediately the message that popped into my mind was that your inner child doesn't want you to feel sad anymore. Because I feel like you guys have had some sort of heartbreak, some sort of just, you know, some sad thing. I think when it comes to this Ace of Wands in reverse, you know, there's many different ways to read reversals. I think the two main ways that I've heard people is obviously you read reversals as the opposite of what the card means, or a reversal could also just be an emphasis on this card. And I feel like for you guys in this case, it's kind of what I'm getting off this card is that because of this, because of still wallowing in whatever this grief, whatever this thing that is that happened, you're kind of stopping your own creative fire from burning. You're kind of blocking yourself. You're making yourself feel uninspired, because the Ace of Wands is a very good card because it's all about passion. It's all about inspiration of you're, you know, really going after your creativity, really having this new creative venture beginning for yourself, obviously a new beginning, and also just sort of that energy of going out and doing it. And I feel like because you guys, I think who picked this group, you're still feeling this heartache. You're still, whatever that happened that caused this Five of Cups, it's kind of stopping you from really embracing the upright feeling of the Ace of Wands. So this is a very important thing for you guys to work on. I think that's what your inner child is really going to emphasize already, is that they don't want you to feel sad anymore, because they really want you to go after your creativity. I feel like the inner child is this very emotional, this very creative, this very outgoing and adventurous kind of energy that we all have inside ourselves. It's very innocent, it's very pure, it's your purest fire. But because of something, it's really dampened you, and so you're kind of just lost in that sense. And that is your challenge here, is you need to heal this wound, whatever it was, because again, with the Five of Cups, there's two cups still upright. You know, 3 of them have been knocked over, their contents spilled, but there's 2 still left standing. And so you really need to go out and embrace those 2 cups that are standing, because, you know, you have these 3 cards that are absolutely fantastic. I mean, with the Six of Wands and the Nine of Cups, this is like telling me like, wow, there's definitely hope. Like, I feel like you finding this video at this time and picking this pile was meant to happen. Like, you were meant to hear this message at this time to make you aware that, you know, your time of feeling this way is over. It's time for you to, you know, write in your wand and relight the flame of it, because it's going to lead you to being very victorious, of being very celebratory. Because I mean, the Nine of Cups, it's very luxury, it's very emotionally fulfilled, and it's very much this sense of indulgence, of like just living it up kind of thing. And then with the Six of Wands, this is literally victory. It is, you know, achieving something wonderful, having people celebrating you. Also remembering on that side not to let it get to your head too much, and being very grateful, being very humble about this success, and, you know, thanking and having gratitude for the people that helped you get to this point. And really celebrating it. And then you literally have the World card, which is amazing here, because this is like the big final thing. It's all about celebration right here. It's all about achievement. It's all about completion of something, and really coming out and really just embracing the world, embracing your purpose, and just having a really great time. That's what I'm feeling. This is a really wonderful energy. It's a really fulfilling energy. But again, in order to get there, you have to work on this, and you have to get your divine inspiration back, to get your passion, to go out and have the drive to do it. And so let's go ahead and look also at your charms here. So we got one zodiac thing. We got Virgo again popping up. Virgo's popped up for pretty much every pile. So practical, very Virgo energy going on here. So, you know, you could just be a very practical bunch. We also have I love mom. So your mother might be a very important aspect here. You know, we have this little charm, which I always take as friendship, something to do with a friend. You know, we have you will win success in whatever calling you adopt. So yeah, I think this is just saying, like, whatever it is that you want to do, or whatever that you've taken a break from, because I feel like whatever this is, I feel like there was a loss of some sort. It might have been a loss of a loved one, and it really hurt you. I mean, that's understandable. A lot of heartache here. You will soon meet the person you admire, so it's, you know, if it's not necessarily a loss of somebody that you cared for, it could just be a really bad breakup. But I think from that bad breakup, you're going to come back out, you're going to be in your seat of just really embracing who you are, and then you're going to end up meeting somebody new who's going to be really great for you. And, you know, having the storm kind of clear, really embracing your crown chakra and having that great inspiration again. Yeah, we got the star here. Again, we have the frog, which, you know, I take as part of, you know, we got the butterfly and we have the dragonfly. So this is all transformation. And, you know, changing, adapting. You know, you guys have a you have a sensitivity to your environment. And so maybe a part of healing this is really to sort of open up your home, your environment, like open up the windows, kind of do a cleaning to sort of clear out the energy. Once you sort of come out of this, clearing your space is going to be a really important part. We have the phone here, so some sort of communication, a message. We also have the dolphin, so being very playful, you know, having a high level of intellect. You know, this is going to be, you know, it can be a very slow process. I mean, I think healing and coming out of this could be a very slow process for you because it just takes time. We have the heart charm here as well. But once there's going to be a certain point where the shift is going to happen, and from, you know, this being reversed to this being upright, and then everything's just kind of explode. It's going to be a very fast move. We also have the Eiffel Tower here. So again, I kind of take this as travel. Again, changing your perspective, maybe rising up from your situation and seeing clearer. So yes, let's go ahead and dive into your oracle messages as well now. So we have the pig spirit. So this might be a significant animal guide that might be working with your inner child or working with you, however it may be. It might be significant to your inner child. Maybe this is something significant to your past, to when you were a child. But the pig spirit is all about use your mind wisely, because pigs are actually very intelligent creatures. They're even easier to train than a dog. So it's like they're very smart. And this is all about, I feel like, understanding where you've been, what experiences you've had, and learning from them and being very wise, you know, using all your senses. Using everything, not just using your learned knowledge, using the knowledge from experience, using your street smarts, using your intuition. It's all about putting all of these things into balance so that you can utilize all of them for your best benefit. So being very aware of what you're feeling intuitively, what symbols that are jumping out to you. So we also have sensuality, express your sensuality. So on that same note, you know, being very aware of all your senses, really embracing them, knowing what your sensual side is, because it's gonna embrace that part of yourself. You know, put on, if you're like alone in your house, you're feeling all sad or whatever, and, you know, put on some music you love and just dance around in your own space and just by yourself, and just be that kind of sensual, wild portion of yourself. You know, that this also relates to any sort of romantic relationships, being willing to sort of let that sensual side come out. And then we have memories. So cherish memories of loved ones. So again, this is kind of going into, I think, what might be related to the Five of Cups, because literally this card is talking about, you know, when loved ones pass, you still have that sense that they're there with you, and so to be aware of signs that happen. You know, it could just be a feeling, it could be a change in temperature, it could be a feather floating. All of these, just the point is that all of these little signs that don't seem significant aren't significant, because they're messages from the people that you cherish, who are no longer here. You know, everything returns to sort of the ether, but none of it is lost. It's still there, and you can still access it as long as you're very sensitive and you're very wise to what is going on around you. We also have, we have 2 mermaid cards. So with the Sea Chariot, this is all about reclaiming your power, you know, not being dependent on anybody else, and really just holding on to the reins of your own chariot and really going forward and taking control of what it is you're doing. That's not to say that you can't, again, you can be very wise about who you let help you in driving your chariot, but at the end of the day, you have to still be the one in control. And then with the, what is this? Mermaid with Pink Lotus in reverse, this is all about saying, you know, you have been taking, you know, I think this is, again, part of the Five of Cups, you know, taking this time to really heal yourself, getting over, I think, this grief, this sadness, you know, working on your health, getting yourself back into a healthy state, and then, you know, realizing, okay, I am good now, I've put in this work, and now going out and just getting your work back together, you know, just going out and working again, going out and rejoining the world. It's not, unlike the other group, I think the group before you guys, group 2, who had a different mermaid, but kind of a similar message, but with that mermaid, it was definitely more of like a shove, like, you need to go. With this, it's more just like a gentle, like, you know, you can go, you can move forward now. Like, you've put in the work, you've healed yourself, you've taken your rest, and now it's time for you to just get back to work. Like, you have, I think you guys have a plan. Like, you guys know what you're meant to be doing. And you're going to have some additional inspiration with it, but it's just a matter of, you need to take some time to heal, but don't take that long. This is just a short moment of rest. So we also have seeking good. Look for good in your current situation. Again, so that goes back to, you know, that Five of Cups. Whatever this bad situation is that you recently went through, you have to be able to see what good maybe came of it, or make some good out of it. Maybe this time, kind of to take a break from the rest of the world and kind of be in this space will allow you to sort of realize something that you weren't seeing before. You know, whatever it is, however you might see it. You know, if it was a breakup with maybe a relationship, whatever that, romantic or otherwise, maybe see the good in it by, like, now this opens you up to embracing a new start. Maybe finding somebody new who might be better for you. Oh, excuse me, I gotta drink some water. I'm losing my voice. Okay. Okay. So we also have assurance, and we have amplify your positive emotions. We have so much green right here. Look at that. If you have your heart chakra, and we've got a lot of green there. Heart chakra is important. Heartache, you need to heal from. So assurance is just like, you are on the right track. You are protected, you are watched over, and you can, you know, you're going through these cycles. It's all a part of it. You're meant to go through these cycles, and you are protected in them. You can keep moving forward. It's just all part of it. And then with amplify your positive emotions, this is about, again, turning the negative into the positive, really needing to amplify and put out a lot of positive emotions, even if maybe at first you don't completely believe in it. Like, you tell yourself you're all right, and even though back in your head, like, oh, I feel like I'm not all right, as long as you're actively, like, putting it out there and you're making effort to at least try to believe it, that is just the first step. And the more you do it, the more you'll start to believe it. The more actions you put into making that a positive emotion to make yourself feel better, the more it will actually come to be. It's all about being active and really, you know, your spirit guides are here to assure, your inner child's here to assure you that you can get out of this because you've been through it before. I think that's the reminder here. It's like, you've been through these kind of heartbreaks before. It's part of your innate wisdom. And so, especially with this image is really striking to me, because we have this sort of young figure. I feel like you guys, your inner child is kind of represented by this figure right here. And so, again, you know, they're looking down at the water. So really looking at your emotions a little bit away and being able to see, I see some hidden realms within there. You know, being connected to sort of this water element. Maybe even like taking some time to go out in nature. Really going out and sort of meditating in that space might be helpful for you. And just kind of start by just sitting there and just sort of open up your senses to that world. Let your curiosity be kind of sparked by what you see. You know, an interesting insect, a cool plant, an interesting tree. Just be in that moment and let that environment kind of distract you and heal you from whatever it is that hurt you so much in your heart chakra. And finally, we have the healing card for this message. What your inner child wants you to know and heal from is this card, which is card 17 with beauty. So basically, this is all about embracing your beauty. And it's kind of related to the sensuality card. You know, understanding that you are beautiful. And it all starts by going internally and telling yourself that. You know, cultivating not just outer beauty, but inner beauty. In fact, inner beauty is more important, because if you're confident and you're sure inside of who you are and your own natural beauty, then it will come out on the outside. Let's go ahead and also, I'm going to look at the book here to see any additional messages. Yeah, so it's just a reminder, you are beautiful, special, unique, and attractive. You know, when is the last time you looked in the mirror and felt good about what you see? So maybe, you know, if this is for some of you, was the case of a breakup, maybe the other person that you were with made you feel like you were less than what you really are. Maybe they made you feel like you weren't beautiful or that you weren't unique. And so it's time for you to heal from that and realize like they're wrong, definitely, and that really their opinion doesn't mean shit, and that your opinion is the most important part. So, you know, you have to be fearless. You have to really connect to your own inner light, wisdom, and warmth. You know, the glow from within makes, if somebody is glowing from within, they become extremely appealing and attract people and opportunities towards them. So the action for this is look at your face in the mirror. Acknowledge what is beautiful about you. It can be physical or spiritual. Ask yourself how you nurture your internal beauty. Do you allow others to see your light, your caring side, kindness, and warmth? Ask your body what it needs to feel healthy and taken care of. This could involve changing your diet, having a new exercise program, updating your wardrobe, getting a new haircut, etc. Give to yourself. So yeah, I think that is what overall the whole message here is that even with this, it's like it was referring to needing to take this moment to take some rest. So I feel like you're not quite to this point here where this reverse card is saying, oh, now it's time to get back to work. I feel like you're still in the stage where you need to take a lot of you time, really embrace, again, your sensuality, really, have a spa day, really pamper yourself, because that's going to be part of healing yourself. Again, going out into nature and really reveling in the beauty. These cards just don't want to move. Looking at the beauty of nature, because it's not like a tree. I mean, a tree is beautiful, but it's not necessarily perfect. It's not every portion of a tree is perfectly proportionate. They're twisting, their movement, they have curves, they have all these, they have knobs and warts and whatever, but they're still innately beautiful because of what they are. They're trees, they're nature. Nature is not beautiful, like in the sense of how, I guess, what I'm trying to say is how humans sort of, our concept of what innate, physical beauty is. Of course, it changes from culture to culture and time to time, but it's still, nature is not like that. I mean, a rose is beautiful, but it still has thorns. But that's part of what makes it beautiful. So I think that's just kind of the message for you guys. That's part of this healing process for you, is really understanding what your beauty is. You don't have to be perfect. And again, I feel like if for some of you, it's this thing of some kind of relationship you're in where the other person made you feel like basically shit, you know, that was their problem, not yours. They projected that onto you because of their own, I think, insecurity. And so maybe they had a problem because you guys are a very sensual group. You guys are very smart. You guys are very outgoing, I think. I think you guys have a lot of control and you can really achieve a lot of great stuff. And you have this gentle and very curious, that's definitely your inner child coming out. They're very curious. They're very comfortable with themselves. And so whoever this person was that maybe you were involved in, if it wasn't the case of sort of a loved one passing, which is kind of a different situation, but if it was a sort of separate relationship, somebody who isn't blood related to you, who made you feel like this, understand, again, that was their problem. It's not your problem. And don't let it make you feel bad anymore, because you don't need that. You have so much to achieve, such great success coming for you. And so you just need to get back in your groove and just be you. That's what I think the message is here. Snapping. So yes, yeah, I guess what your inner child wants to tell you is just don't be sad anymore. Embrace who you truly are in all of your quirks and all of your wisdom, all of what makes you you, and just go after it. And again, if it was the case of maybe a loved one passing with this memories card, you understand that that person is still with you. The signs are just subtle, and so you just need to be sensitive and aware of it. And again, part of that beauty is understanding that, again, thinking back to your memories, what about whoever passed away made you feel, what is it that they praised you for? Maybe connecting back to that, will help you in that sense. So yes, that is the reading that came out for you guys, group 3. If this reading resonated with you, please do leave a like on this video, subscribe, comment letting me know what you thought, and any suggestions for any future videos. So I will see you in the next one. Group 4, my last group for this video. These have been some pretty good readings so far. So if you guys picked the Black Dragon here, let's go ahead and find out what your messages are. So let's go ahead and pull your charms first. Oh boy. We got lots of charms right there, so we'll get into those in a minute, but first let's go ahead and pull what your tarot messages are. Alright, you guys got a whole mess of cards here, so let's see what we have. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Ace of Wands. We also have the 8 of Wands. Ooh, interesting. And then we have the King of Wands. Lots of wand energy. And we have the Empress. Yes. Okay. Alrighty. So, already what is standing out to me is sort of this group right here with the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the 8 of Wands, and the King of Wands. So this is a lot of wand energy, so a lot of fiery energy, so a lot of fire sign things could be possible here. Maybe you are a fire sign, but I'm getting this sense of just fast movement. That's a big part, and that has to do with the Knight of Swords and the 8 of Wands. So the Knight of Swords, now this is air element, so we're talking about the air signs. We're talking about Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Yes. So the Knight of Swords, he is very fast moving. He is very sharp. He tells it how it is. He's all about truth and achieving, and he's all about going after the goals. His goals, he's not afraid to dive into battle and just do it. He's very fierce. So again, the message here in relation to him is just, if this card is referring to you personally, then it's just a sort of sign here that you guys need to be more outgoing. You guys need to be more bold in what it is you want to achieve, and like especially in relation to your goals and how you're thinking, because the air element is all about our intellect, what is going on inside our mind. So being a little bit more aware of what's going on in your mind, and like where your truths lie in relation to your goals. And so then we have, the Ace of Wands, which is all about a new beginning, and it's a very creative, it's very passionate, it's this sudden, just sudden inspiration that comes in, a sudden opportunity to do something that is related to the creativity, or maybe the spiritual, because also the wands are related to the spiritual. And in relation to that, we also have the 8, let me just double check, 6, 7, yeah, 8. The 8 of Wands, this is all about a sudden message. It's all about, again, I can interpret it as also a sudden inspiration, just this sort of fast message, this something that happens very quickly, and that, you kind of just have to roll with it, because it's coming, and it's just going to happen, and you just kind of be prepared to take it. It's not necessarily bad. I don't get anything negative off these cards at all. I feel like it's definitely related to what it is that you're wanting to grow here, because we got that Empress energy, and we have the 4 of Pentacles. So that is kind of the one, maybe these two are the only cards that I would say have a word of caution about, because the Knight of Swords, he's very cutting. He can be kind of harsh with his words. So maybe be aware of how you're communicating, or how somebody's communicating to you. Maybe understand that what they're saying, while it might come off as harsh, you kind of have to question and use your own internal wisdom. Like, is what they're saying true though? Is it something I need to finally come and face and have responsibility for? And then with the 4 of Pentacles, this is one of the weirdest cards in the deck, in my opinion, because it means that you have, as far as your finances go, it is a very stable message. Like, you've put in a lot of great work, and you've created a great city for yourself, but now it's kind of a situation where you need to remember not to be so, you can't let fear of losing that success stop you from taking risks, and stop you from, going out and enjoying the wealth that you've made for yourself. So this is just kind of, don't let the material trap you because you're worried about losing it, because I don't see that here. All I see is new possibilities coming for you, but you have to be willing to kind of step out of your nice and comfy kind of kingdom here in order to go out and see it, because this inspiration is coming, some divine message is coming, some kind of communication is going to happen, and it's going to let you know something. Because we also have, the King of Wands, so he's very passionate. Let's see, let me get some more clarity on that one, because he is a very passionate one. But what was the one key word that I always forget with the King of Wands? That's what I was saying, confident. So yeah, he's very, decisive, he's very confident, very has a lot of charisma, and is very much a true leader. He doesn't hesitate to take action. He also expects others to stand up for their rights. He has a lot of courage, he has a lot of strength, and he will help people when need be. Yeah, he's all about decision making too. So I feel like there is, because this is a king, much like the Knight, it could refer to another person coming into your life that your inner child wants you to be aware of. Or, yeah, as far as your inner child goes here in this message, I feel like they see how, because I feel like you guys are very much a well-off group for the most part. Like, you guys have achieved a lot. You have a lot of this energy of like the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands. So you have a well-cultivated sense of self and confidence. But I feel like what the inner child here wants you to know is not to be so focused maybe on the material world. Because I feel like that's a part of this. You've achieved a lot of material success for yourself. And so now they want you to know that it's time. There's some sort of divine message coming for you, some divine inspiration, and maybe embracing a little bit more of your spiritual side, embracing more of your passions, you know, maybe more of your hobbies. Because I feel like you guys are I'm getting the sense that you're, I don't want to say workaholic, but you're very dedicated to your career. And so a part of kind of making your career more fun again, like, not that it isn't fun to you, but like putting a little bit more spontaneity in, like something a little bit more unexpected, is really embracing your creativity and a little bit more of, again, the unexpected, you know, something a little bit more on the side of a risk. Maybe not, that's not quite the right word. Let's go ahead and look at the Empress. Maybe she'll help me clarify this a little bit more. So with the Empress card, you know, this is all about fertility, birth, a birth of a new idea. I definitely feel like that there's some sort of new idea coming out. That's what it is. Okay, so maybe your inner child with this message is wanting you to know that you're going to have this great idea come about, but it's something out of the norm. It's not something that you've already been doing, and it could be definitely related to your past. It could be related to your mother, something from your past, something from your childhood that is going to come up again, and you had a passion for it. This is something you had a passion for, but you didn't pursue it because you felt like it was maybe impractical, or that it wouldn't be able to grow. You wouldn't be able to grow it. But now that you have this stable foundation, you've put into work, you've achieved something for yourself that is well off. Now this is the time to actually revisit that thing. And it's going to happen fast. Like, this opportunity, it's going to come, it's going to be fast, and so you need to take it because it's all meant for your new growth. You know, it's all about, you know, embracing this Empress energy and being very nurturing to this idea. Don't be too cutting of it or too sort of harsh on it. Be loving to it because it's an important idea for you. So let's go ahead and look at the your charms. We haven't looked at that yet. So we got the fish, so definitely prosperity, you know, swimming in some new waters. Good news will come to you from far away. Oh my God, look at that. That is totally related to that Eight of Wands. You're definitely going to get some kind of communication. You know, you will soon meet the person you admire. We also have the 3 ravens, so thinking about messages, again, from spirit or from the divine, your memories, your secrets, the past. Again, a lot of your ancestors. You have a lot of emphasis on communication, again, as well as your root chakra. I'm seeing maybe travel, vacation, transformation. What does this say? Be true to your heart. So yeah, whatever this is that is coming to you, this new idea, it's not, well, technically, I don't think it's new. I think it's something you've thought about in the past, and it's really tied to who it is in your heart. It's that, and you really need to nurture it because it's meant for you. We have, oh, look, we have Aries. So courageous. So yeah, you guys could definitely be Aries because fire energy, or you're just very courageous. Again, that's what I get off the King of Wands and also the Knight of Swords. They're very courageous. They very much go out there. Again, more symbols of wisdom. You know, being well, yeah. You guys are definitely a very achieved group. Like, you've achieved a lot. You have a lot of stamina and drive, strength, loyalty to your things. Again, I think you're going to get some sort of inspiration, some sort of something new. Again, it's not new. It's something from that you've already thought about in the past, but you kind of didn't pursue it because it didn't fit into what you were thinking about at the time or something. But now I think is the time for you to go after it because there's something that you've been doing that's going to help you achieve that. It's really weird. Let's go ahead and look at some of your oracle cards and see if that helps to clear up. Because you guys have an interesting message here. It's kind of, I don't know. So starting off, we have 9 perfect setting and 19 shift your energy. So this is all about, obviously with shift your energy, this is all about breaking out of old cycles. And again, I feel like that could be definitely related to the Four of Pentacles, and that it's time to switch things up. I feel like that's what this is. I think your inner child wants you to know, like, it's time to switch things up. It's time to just try something new. Even if it's not new. Even if it's something you did in the past but you didn't completely pursue, go back to it and like give it your all, because you've already given your all to something here. And with the perfect setting, you know, it's also about like healing yourself, healing your environment. Again, and then the perfect setting, this is all about understanding your environment and really cultivating, making the right choices to have your environment be the best possible to help you achieve exactly what it is you want. And with that paintbrush coming out there, of course, I'm going to notice that and think of like the arts, some sort of creativity, again, matches up with that, some sort of creative venture. We also have Stranded, the Stranded Mermaid. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, she's holding a nautilus shell, and that was one of the charms you guys got. That is crazy. So that's confirmation right there that, you know, with the Stranded card, this is all about stop isolating yourself from the rest of the world. So what I feel like that's definitely, again, so that's your hurdle here in your message is the Four of Pentacles. You've been working real hard, but because of how hard you've worked, you've kind of isolated yourself from other things, and you feel like you can't go and do this other thing because you've put so much energy in this thing, and you're afraid that's going to fall apart if you leave it alone. It's not going to fall apart if you leave it alone. In fact, I think taking a break from it to go and pursue something else is going to help make that thing better. So that's what this mermaid is talking about. You know, needing to just go out and explore the world again. You know, stop. Go ahead and clarify. Like, stop isolating yourself. Yeah, you know, you may feel deserted, but it's a self-imposed isolation. And that's so what the Four of Pentacles is about. It's like you put yourself in that isolation, and you can pull yourself out of it. You know, are there people you know, that you're avoiding prematurely because you're afraid of them rejecting you? You know, don't be afraid of rejection or feeling like you're going to embarrass yourself outside of your own space, because I don't think you guys are. I think you guys have you got a sharp tongue, a witty tongue, you got a lot of charisma about you. You also have this nurturing, you know, loving kind of motherly energy here. So I think you are a very likable like group here, and you got that Aries energy with the charm here, and they're very outgoing and they're very much energetic and stuff. So it's like, I don't think you guys have anything to worry about. You know, this is all about making contact with a friend you have been avoiding, go back to the classes and meetings you've bowed out for, and wisely invest in new modes of communication so you can talk once again with the world. The world is waiting for you. It's up for you to take the first step. So yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of this energy going on here where you have to take the first step into, you know, making the right choices. So, you know, choices, literally make the best choice. So this is all about taking responsibility for the choices that you decide on, really being discerning about why you're making the choices you are, understanding why you've made that choice, and really sticking by it. Like, if you've made it, you need to take responsibility for it. And, you know, even with that you know exactly why you've isolated yourself. It's because I think you guys were working really hard on whatever that thing was. And so you have to stand by. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't do that forever, because you're losing an opportunity by doing that forever. Like, there's an opportunity here for you to start something new, and it's not going to damage what you've already built. It's going to be perfectly fine. We also have Dove Spirit, be peace, and Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold, which I don't think you guys have any problem doing. I think you guys have naturally a very fearless and bold energy. That is kind of what your inner child is like. They are very just willing to just dive into things. And so that is what you need to remember. It's like, being very active, being willing to just go and do the thing. And then with Dove Spirit, be peace. This is just letting your compassionate side come out, being very kind of diplomatic, being a healer in the sense of, you know, understanding how you can keep the peace in certain situations and have it come from a very loving place, a very, the word warm came from, like a very warm and loving heart. It's there, but you also have sort of the strength to sort of protect that for yourself. Then we have aspiration. You are unlimited, so aim for the stars. There we go. I feel like oh God, that's what it is. I think you found success in one thing and you know it works. So you've stuck with it and you kept doing it because it gave you results. It was successful for you. But now it's like, what happens if you're not willing to try something new, if you're not willing to see, the benefit of trying something else, to throw into your bag of tricks already, you're going to become stagnant. You're going to lose more skills than gaining them. Okay? So I think there might be this idea that you've limited yourself in some way, like, oh, that is what you're best at and you can never be good at anything else. Well, no, because you are unlimited. You can aim for any star you want, not just this one star. You can choose a new goal for yourself. And I think it does have a lot to do with being open to communicating in a new way. And again, standing very firm with what your choice is on and being very responsible for the choices. Even if it doesn't work out how you wanted it to or how you expected it to, it still gave you something in the end. And the skills you learned here is only going to help benefit whatever this new thing is. And then the skills you learn from this new thing, it's just going to help benefit that. I feel like you guys may have fallen into this kind of hole where you think you found the one thing that you're great at, but there's so many more things that you are good at. And you just have to be willing to go out and take it. And you are very much protected. And I think you have this loving kind of motherly energy, and you have these very powerful, very charisma, bold energies also around you, whether those represent people in your life or not. The emphasis is definitely on this major arcana to really embrace that lovingly energy and really make it so that whatever it is that you're now that is being presented to you, be willing to make the choice to let that thing grow. So finally, your healing message for this reading is 25, alchemy, which is literally about kind of like the magician card, being willing to put together all of the things that you've learned to make something a reality. So you have the opportunity to take a big leap in your level of consciousness. The path you are on is about to go through a very powerful transformation. Nothing is how it seems. Again, nothing is how it seems. You may think this thing is so great and is giving you so much, but really you've learned all you can from that. And so now it's time to learn something new. Again, children, I think they're always willing to learn something. They're always curious to learn something new. And that is what I think your inner child is coming out to say, is that it's time for you to learn something else. It's time for you to try something else. And it's going to be for your best benefit. You have access to the energy of alchemy, which can transform the most challenging experiences into incredible gifts and miracles. Meditate and take action on your highest goals and dreams. They are on their way to coming true. Let go of your expectations. What is about to appear can surpass anything you have dreamed of. The most important part is that you are prepared and ready to receive. The energy around you is very potent at the moment, so make sure that you are using this time as productively as possible. Give yourself time for prayer, gratitude, and celebration. And that's definitely something I was sensing off you guys. You have a very strong energy. It's very kind of electric. Again, I got the sense that you guys are really great. Like, once you set your mind to something, like, you can achieve it really well and with not that many problems, because again, I think you take those challenges and turn them into opportunities. So, yeah, I think hopefully this reading made sense. I feel like I don't know, it was a very weird one to read. But yes, I think that your inner child is here to tell you that it's okay to take a break from working, one, and nurture yourself, be peaceful, and two, that you are not limited to just one thing. You can embrace this new beginning, this new creative passion or spiritual passion, because you're going to get messages, you're going to get communication about it. And so you can already use the strengths and the leadership qualities, you know, the goal-oriented, focused parts of yourself, and these new elements of sort of this nurturing mother nature aspects of yourself. You can put them all together to create exactly what you want. So don't just aim for what you already know and aim into the unknown and pick a star in the sky to go and reach for. Again, make sure your setting is perfect for you and shift your energy. It's all about shifting your energy and getting your focus onto something new for yourself. So yes, if this reading resonated, which I hope it did in some aspect, please do leave a like on this video, subscribe, comment if you would like, and I will see you in the next one.